Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM and broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Z Games. With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes, Z Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZEVGamesAU.
My name is Evie, and I'm here with...
Paul.
And Rani.
Oh my goodness.
There's three of us.
Three voices.
We're so distant.
All the social distancing is going on in the studio right now.
There's like a ruler that we have with like a stick. We just
It's
poke
like
each other.
it's like back to the days of school dances. You know, you gotta be, except for instead
Gotta
of
leave room
30 centimeters.
You gotta leave room for Jesus.
Oh yes, but Jesus has to be able to lie down.
Okay. Lying down Jesus. Resting Jesus.
Planking Jesus.
There we go.
Bring back the plank.
Oh, I thought you said plunking. No, that makes more sense.
That's different.
Definitely planking.
Will not prevent COVID. Well, this is weird. I've got like two other people in here.
Yeah.
I have to turn my head to discuss things with different
I
people.
know. I have to I'm swiveling in the swivel chair. I get to look at everyone.
I can have a nap. And it's fine.
I mean, who's gonna push the buttons then?
Well,
I
that's
can
a
have
good
a
point.
nap.
I mean, the ones that say off and on are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, look, that's fair.
Just leave it live and we'll just fill it with discussion for the next hour.
Ambient
no
music.
no segments, just me talking about, reminiscing about the old days.
Oh,
Well, you know, that would make for good content. We could probably work something out there. Reminiscing the old days.
That's like early 2000s for me though.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was a baby in the 90s.
It's only been a blink since
It's
you've been
wild that
Yeah.
ages are different sometimes. Let me tell you about ellipsoid technology.
Oh dear.
Down with voxels, down with polygons, ellipses all the way. It's the future. Okay.
here. All right. Anyway, tonight on Z Games, or today, wherever you are, we'll be listening to the Week in Gaming News, as per usual. Then, after that, we've got a review from Paul. He's going to be talking about Neversong.
I am.
Neversong is... I'm actually trying to fix Paul's headphones
Forget about it.
here. It's not going to work. Okay.
It's
carry on.
Chinatown.
Neversong has recently come out, and Paul's been playing that, so he's going to be chatting about that. We're also going to have maybe a little bit of music from the game. Later in the show tonight, Rani has been playing the Sims 4 expansion pack.
Like the real gamer girl I am.
Yeah. I was playing today too. I was like,
I mean, it's a flashback to my first review on the show, really, I guess. Because the first review I ever did was Sims 4
oh, there you go.
Island Living.
So you're just like carrying
Or
on your
Island
legacy.
Paradise or whatever they named the Sims 4 one. Yes.
You're just carrying on your legacy
Yep.
now of Sims.
Yep.
Well, there you go. That's the whole show. Is Rani's going back in time.
Yes.
Paul's already back in time, apparently.
I'm old.
And yeah, we're gonna be talking some news. Speaking of news, we should probably just get straight into it. This week in gaming news, how COVID-19 has affected the games industry. Due to a recent survey conducted by Game Developers Conference, GDC, 33% of its developers reported that the game they were working on has been delayed. Having to relocate working from home has been the largest contributing factor. In the report, 70% of the developers have had to make that move from the beginning of the pandemic. Some studios reported that the move to working remotely went smoothly. However, some partnered companies who lagged behind were responsible for their delays. Other reasons for delays that were reported included barriers to accessing required hardware, such as gaining access to development kits, which can be highly policed by companies for security reasons. There were also struggles to record voiceovers and audio work from home, and not to mention the ambient stress that pandemics can cause. For developers that didn't have delays, 41% claimed they had felt their productivity drop because of the lockdown. 35% said their creativity decreased, and 26% said they had seen some decrease in their household income. However, on a positive note, 12% of the people had said that they will no longer work in an office environment and prefer to work from home even after a vaccine is released. Hundreds of free-to-play unreleased prototype games have become available. Some of the most iconic games such as Double Dragon, Street Fighter II, Mega Man 3, Akira, Prince of Persia, Dr. Mario, NBA Jam, Killer Instinct, and many, many more have been uploaded to the Internet Archive, and anyone can download to play. The archive contains 934 ROMs playable on any browser and stretch from 1983 to 2001. Some of the games uploaded by The Hidden Palace, which are a video games preservation wiki, included Spyro the Dragon and Earthbound Mother 2 from an EPROM cartridge. If you'd like to have a look at the archive, head over to the Z Games Facebook page at ZEDGamesAU. What's coming up for the Summer Games Fest? On July 23rd, Microsoft Xbox Games Showcase will be featured on loads of different streaming platforms that include Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages, where we will be getting a sneak peek into Halo Infinite, as well as appearances from Hellblade 2, Psychonauts 2, and potentially Everwild. Gamescom have their opening night live hosted by Jeff Niley on the 27th of August, and in September, PAX Online begins, which will be replacing PAX West and PAX Australia this year. PAX Online will span 9 days and contain 24-hour content from September 12th to the 20th. If you'd like more details on the schedule, head over to the Z Games Facebook page for the link at ZEDGamesAU. That's all this week in gaming news.
Interesting week in news.
It's always an interesting week in news.
It is.
Is
It's
it?
true. I always say that.
How positive of you both?
Life is never boring, guys.
I mean,
Alright.
it could be, I suppose.
How come the boring stories? Let me tell you. One time.
I took up knitting as a hobby, and I'm getting ready to do it in The Sims as well.
That's true. You did say that. I did.
Yeah, I'm so
Let's not
excited.
spoil it, Rani.
Oh, but
I
this
need-
is a different.
Oh,
it's
this
different.
that's
That one only
future
just
content.
came out. I haven't even had a chance to have a look at it yet.
No, I was gonna say on the Summer Game Fest stuff that I think that launched today. So on Xbox, they've launched kind of similar to the Steam Summer Festival, the demos. So there's 70 demos that just went live on Xbox today, I believe.
What?
So there's a
Makes
bunch
me
of
miss
stuff
having
there, a
an
bunch of
Xbox.
unreleased stuff, a bunch of prototype stuff.
What is the Xbox subscription store? What's the store? Isn't
It would be Microsoft something or other.
On the
Microsoft Store
Xbox,
Live?
it's just the store.
Xbox Live.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Xbox
thinking of.
Live.
Well, live is you have to subscribe, yeah,
Mm,
but you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need to subscribe to download demos. That's just for multiplayer and stuff.
Well, subscription or not, get your hands on demos.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so much fun.
Well, that's interesting. And also, it's not actually the 23rd of July. I did say the 23rd of July in the news. That's US time. So that was, as Paul checked up while we were listening to the news then, it's about 2 a.m. on Friday morning. So you could be awake for that. I mean,
You
it's
could be
technically the
awake for that.
24th, but...
I don't think I'll
Just.
be awake for that.
Yeah, well, we'll be going around to Paul's house in the evening. We won't be looking at anything all day to have a bit of a Xbox
You're
games.
going to Oscar parties this thing.
Yes. I'm excited. I've not been to one of Paul's shindigs before, so here we go.
Have you ever tried to turn off the internet for a day in the modern age?
I can't do that. I have to work. All my work is done on the internet right now. I still can't go back into the office, so. And even then, everybody would want to zoom in, so I can't turn the internet off at
Well,
At
good
work.
luck.
I only,
Good luck to you, Rani.
I only work like half days on Fridays, so I do the morning, and I don't really need the internet so much.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
need a little bit, but not a lot, so I can probably just do my
Just
morning.
ignore the social medias.
Yeah, and just
Yeah, I'll
read my
just
book
turn
or
off
play
social
Pokemon.
media.
Yeah.
All I'll be doing is
Don't go to
working
Jeff
on work.
Keighley's page.
Don't worry.
That's not a problem most days anyway for you.
I'll be too focused on work. It's fine. It's fine.
So, how about them GDC statistics for the survey on how people are affected by COVID-19? So, I think that's pretty interesting. So, some of the stuff that they talked about here was 41% of the developers who did experience delays have claimed that they felt productivity drop because of the lockdown. So that's quite a large number of people. I know that the industry has taken like a huge cash influx because everyone's staying at home. They're like, yeah, let me throw my money at my computer or my Xbox or Switch or whatever. Hence why Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing did so well. But it's still caused a huge amount of stress, obviously, on the industry because 1 in 3 devs reported having problems.
It'll be interesting seeing tied up over the size of developers, because I know a lot of indie devs have not really been affected, in some cases even being able to focus a little bit more because they can't be distracted by the rest of life. But yeah, it just it certainly would have a big effect on the AAA, especially because QA especially is really hard to do remotely.
It's not just QA, but
everything to a degree.
Like,
but
I think I talk a little bit about accessing some of the hardware, such as dev kits.
Yeah, well, that.
Which, QA,
Yeah.
but also playtesting can be challenging because some of that they like to have on site depending on what it is, and there's a lot of. It would be, but like you said, indie developers would have been totally cool because they would be like, oh yeah, well, I'm at home most of the time, unless of course you have children that typically go to school.
And then you're
And then they're at home.
They're at home with you, yes.
Then that would obviously change the dynamic. But for the indie devs who are single and just chilling out, I'm sure they might have been having a great time. Finally, everyone understanding why they like to be at home.
Lots of people struggled with being at home, but I think it's interesting the way that it sort of hit the industry. I do know from a sort of consumer point, I had so many friends that were looking, they were like, I can't get a Switch until July. And then even then, like, there's still places you'll go into where Animal Crossing is still sold out and they still don't have Animal Crossing. And so it's just like prolonged these releases where people are trying to jump on it, and it just keeps going. But by now it's starting to peter off, except some of my Animal Crossing like Facebook group things that I got added to are still going, and I haven't played it in a while.
Got to get them turnips.
So many turnips.
And then things like Wii Fit went from, I think it was like 85th in rating, because it's just like, it's an older game and all that. And then it went to number 7. That's only because that's as much supply as they could get out there, and people were buying them and reselling them for hundreds of dollars more than what they originally cost.
Yeah, like dumbbells. I was trying to find some dumbbells, and they were like $120. People selling them on Gumtree. I'm like, get stuffed.
I had
paying that.
I had friends come and raid my weights collection because they couldn't buy any themselves.
Oh,
like,
see?
Yeah, we need this for physio. I'm like, come and take 5 kilos. It's fine.
Yeah, we did set up a home gym, so it was. I mean, we're still waiting
Milk
on some
bottles
stuff. It just
or
kind
sand.
of like continued to grow. Look, I don't need anything more than 1 kilo at the moment because of how my joints are going, but it's all right. Everybody else needed more. So my gym setup is a yoga mat and a couple of 1 kilo dumbbells.
And Wii Fit.
Yes.
Wii Fit
the
is a
Ring
very
Fit,
good.
the new one for the
Yeah.
Switch.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I meant Ring Fit when I was saying
I wanted to get it. It's sold out.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it went absolutely ape in China as well. They went crazy for it. That's when they had the biggest sales, was in China.
Well, I think maybe for the first time I actually saw an ad for the Ring Fit.
Yeah, I've seen
during lockdown. I don't think I'd seen it around, but I don't think I'd ever seen an ad for the Ring Fit games before lockdown.
Well, there you go. Lots happening. Interesting to see how we all come through the COVID crisis in the industry. I have strong feelings that we're going to be okay and that devs will work out their remote access and all that. And I believe Paul has a review now.
I do.
Fantastic. Take it away,
Okay.
Paul.
Neversong is the latest game by game developer Thomas Brush. It is a short Metroidvania-influenced platformer adventure game in a creepy, cute, grotesque, fairy tale style reminiscent of Edward Gorey or Tim Burton. Not everyone wears black and white stripes, but some do. In contrast, Brush's previous game Pinstripe was a short Metroidvania-influenced platformer adventure game in a creepy, cute, grotesque, fairy tale style reminiscent of Edward Gorey or Tim Burton. He certainly has a particular sensibility. In Neversong, you play Pete, a boy who awakes from a coma to find his girlfriend Ren kidnapped by the creepy Dr. Smile and all the adults from your village missing. All that remains are a small number of children, which make up the recurring cast throughout the rest of the game. For me, the writing of these characters is really where the game shines. Each time you complete a dungeon, the world advances, giving you a new part of each character's story and new conversations to enjoy. Once in a while, you'll be treated to an encounter with Dr. Smile, presented in the form of a nursery rhyme book, and they're really a delight.
It was him again, that Dr. Smile, singing softly a lullaby. Sleep quiet, my precious babe. Don't let Your eyelids separate. Singing is against the rules. Singing is yours.
Fun. There are 4 main sections of the game, each protected by a boss who, when defeated, will sing/scream you a melody that you can play on your piano at home. These songs act as keys that typically unlock new equipment, allowing you to access new areas. Unlike its predecessor, which mostly focused on shooting things with a slingshot, Neversong is all about traversal mechanics, offering you new and sometimes exciting ways to navigate the world. It's a good thing that exploring feels good, as the game requires quite a bit of going back and forth through the environment, returning to the hub town, then venturing out again, to the point it skirts with tedium. Another interesting choice is that much of the movement's physics-driven. Overall, it works well and makes interactions feel natural, but does mean that some of the more challenging platforming sections can become unreliable and therefore a bit frustrating. Plus, you can potentially break the game by using the physics in a way the developer has not anticipated. I broke the game twice in such a manner, requiring me to reload a save. The bosses of each area are another highlight, with some wonderfully twisted designs. For example, the mother of one of the children that has been turned into a hideous worm that will try to devour you, all while vomiting up the basic enemies. On a side note, many of the basic enemy designs appear to be butts. I don't really have any lore reason for why this is, but I'm pretty sure that's right. The boss fights themselves are a simple affair though, and you'll find yourself getting through them without really taking a hit. Challenge isn't really the focus of Neversong, as the combat and puzzles are not overly taxing. Instead, the game leans towards exploration and pushing the narrative forward. Being a mostly solo developer, Brush isn't just responsible for the design and writing, but also the music. While he claims to be not much of a musician, the game sports a really strong soundtrack full of jaunty and sometimes creepy tunes, which typically focus around the sound of a piano, which is a central motif in the game. It's a pity that the music doesn't take more of a prominent role in the gameplay though. The songs you learn only need to be played once, and they act as simple keys. This is far more conventional than something like Wondersong, which integrates the musical concept into the game. The game wasn't always known as Neversong. The game began its life as a project called Once Upon a Coma, which was kickstarted in 2018. The game has been kicking around far longer though, and is a spiritual successor, continuation/remake, of one of Brush's first games, named Coma, which appeared on Newgrounds back in 2010. I played through that again, and much of the core setup is the same. It features many of the same characters, and even some of the same musical tracks. There is some reason to replay, to collect hidden cards throughout the game. The cards allow you to switch on some basic costumes, and often provide a challenge in finding them, but it's probably not a big enough draw for most players. Neversong is solid and a fine successor to Pinstripe. Both games are very similar standard, but will only take about 3 hours to beat. They both deal with protagonists in pursuit of a loved one that has been taken by a mysterious villain, and they both provide a creepy, twisted world of fun characters to explore. The two games have actually just been combined in a single physical release for the Nintendo Switch in Japan, which might be the best deal to... The game's available for pretty much everything: PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Apple Arcade, which hasn't really been advertised much, and I played through it just before the show. It uses on-screen controls, and I would recommend playing it on any other platform. That's Neversong.
There you go. I'm actually just playing a YouTube video here
It looks
on
cool.
my laptop.
It looks like the kind of thing I would like to play.
Yeah, Thomas is very much, his work's very artist-driven.
Yeah.
So it's big focused on artistry. Actually, if you go back to the original Once Upon a Coma trailer, which came out before the Kickstarter, so I think that was 2017 he released that. It looks pretty much the same, the stuff there, except the main character has now been given a orange jacket instead of just wearing black and white stripes. I think maybe people were pointing out his black and white stripeness a bit too much.
Did it irritate you at all that it was so similar to some of his previous works, or...?
Not really. I mean, it seems to be he's working through similar stuff. So Pinstripe is a little bit more of an adventure game than a Metroidvania, in that you don't gain much more abilities. Every once in a while you just transform the world slightly and you can do new stuff in the world. But you're just doing this slingshot mechanic, which is fine, but moving around the world becomes really much more tedious than Neversong is.
Okay.
Neversong was, whilst you do a bit of backtracking, it's quite fun to move, and you get you get quite a few different ways of moving through the world, which I kind of want to say, but also like it's fun to discover. So if you're interested, look at that. I think probably my biggest disappointment was that when I watched the trailer at first, they do a highlight on the music, and you're like, yeah, I like a bit. Give me some Wind Waker or Wonder Song, as I said, something like that. And really, you kill a boss, it gives you a song, you go back home, play it once on the piano, opens up a door and there's a chest. It's like, here's your new bit of equipment. Like, oh,
Right.
okay. I played through his original game, Coma, and the same thing at the end. You get a song and you go back to the piano and you play it. And, I wonder if I play the song from Coma in Neversong. That's got it. It didn't do anything. It's like, damn it!
Trying to trick us.
Why would you layer this
Well,
in
it'd
here?
be, it'd be a really cool Easter egg.
Yeah.
It would be a really cool Easter egg.
One of the cool things actually in Neversong, once you finish it, so those songs are static.
Yeah.
So you can start a new game and you don't have any of your equipment, but you can just play all those songs immediately on the piano and unlock everything in the game. And at that point, it's like you can just sequence break however you want. You can just go anywhere in the game. And then you also get access to like a Kickstarter area that has all Kickstarter backers on gravestones and stuff like that, and a few more collectibles in there.
That's a great
cool.
feature.
Yeah.
Same thing happened in Pinstripe, actually. Because they're both Kickstarted, they include backers' names in there, which is always a fun feature.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Paul. It's a very in-depth review, and thanks for going through not just Neversong, but also previous games to back up some of the experience. Obviously, the development of the developers.
Well, it's interesting because Pinstripe took him about 5 years.
Yeah.
And Once Upon a Coma / Neversong took him probably 3 to 4, so he got it less. But he's actually been working on the concept since 2010, 2009.
Right, so this is something that's obviously been with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is awesome. So this is fantastic. Yeah, just like if anyone missed it before, it's on pretty much every platform.
Yeah, it's not on the Ouya.
Okay, well, it's on Xbox One, PlayStation 4,
Switch, PC,
and PC.
Linux, and Apple Arcade.
So I'm pretty sure you can get it on Steam too if you're just looking for that.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Yeah. But now, Rani, we're going to talk about Sims 4, the expansion. I've actually purchased Sims 4, but it's just been sitting there for... I bought it months ago, but I hadn't played it, and I started playing it this afternoon for a couple hours. I forget always how long the tutorials are in games like that.
I mean, I just skip the tutorial, and if I get confused, I Google it. If I'm like, I want to do something, I just Google it. Because the Sims tutorial is long, because there's a lot in The Sims. But The Sims will also be like, oh, you skip the tutorial, you start to do something new, it'll pop up in the side and be like, do you want the tutorial on this? And I'll be like, no. And then 5 minutes later, I'll be like, yes.
That seems so much better than what I'm into, because I can't do things because it's all locked for me until I've progressed a certain point through the tutorial. I only selected the tutorial because it asks you the question at the beginning, which is, have you played Sims 4 before?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've played lots of Sims before, but not Sims 4. Maybe, like, the mechanics and things have shifted so much that I need to... Like, I didn't want to, like, go in sort of half-cocked. I was sort of like, let's go do the tutorial then. And then now I'm in there.
Have you played 3?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, then...
So similar.
And you can set it to 3 settings as well. So,
What?
Yeah, so, well, I mean, some of the settings. You can set to 3 settings, which is what I did, because the biggest issue I had was the camera. I couldn't move it around how I was used to moving it around in Sims 3. And so once you set it to the Sims 3 setting for that, then you can, like, angle it and look at things from weird ways. You know, it's helpful when you're building, which I'm still really bad at, but whatever. We'll just get over that. I'll get better one day. But the most recent expansion pack is Eco Lifestyle or Living. I don't know. They all have that kind of word
Greeny
after
vibe.
them. Yeah, it's green vibe. The new world is really cool. It sort of divvies up. There's like this industrial thing, and everything in that area affects how the area then affects your Sims. So in the industrial section, for example, you have like a lot of smog, and so your Sims are coughing and like they're not great because the air is terrible. And so you can work on your eco footprint, and you can live off the grid better than you used to be able to in other Sims games and things like that. There's so much in it that is kind of designed to move more towards that eco lifestyle thing that everybody's rightfully so, moving more towards like being better for the environment and stuff like that. You can vote on neighborhood issues. Like, for example, every time the voting comes, I'm like, yeah, go the arts, like put more into like performance arts and stuff like that. I don't have all of the expansion packs.
Well, you don't have $1,000.
No.
There's
So,
a lot of them.
and I haven't had The Sims 4 as long as it's been out. Otherwise, maybe I would have most of the expansion packs. So I don't know how it necessarily interacts with all of the expansion packs, but I know how it sort of interacts with what I already have. You can keep bugs, you can make candles, you can
I got excited by the bugs.
yeah,
It's the Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
you can multi-select in your inventory now as well,
that's
which
useful.
might be an update to the base game, but I'm not sure. Some of the new textures in this pack are amazing. Like they've really gone and outdone themselves. So there's a bed that has like layers of blankets on it, and on each of the blankets has like a slightly different texture, and it's just really nice to look at. I think I spent like 5 to 10 minutes just staring at this furniture because it looks so cool. I got into it and I was kind of like, oh, there's meant to be like an online shop coming. And for some reason I thought it was going to be in this expansion pack. It's not. It's going to be in knitting, in the Nifty Knitting game pack, I think is what it is, which I am also very keen for. But so you're gonna be able to like make yourself a little shop, so you can like sell things from home, like sell things you make.
That's cute.
So one of the things that
Have your own Etsy account.
Yeah. So one of the things you can do in the Eco expansion pack is you can dumpster dive again. You used to be able to dumpster dive in The Sims 3. You can also woohoo in the dumpsters. I haven't tried that. I don't want to do that, but I know that you can because I watched.
I wonder if
Love
someone
finds
do
a
it.
way.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone complained enough and that's why they made it a mechanic. They're like, ooh, I want this option.
But you can build furniture from things you find. You find parts in dumpsters to upgrade. You can find food in dumpsters and eat that. A couple of my teenagers decided that they were going to just, instead of going to the fridge and eating the leftovers, they were going to dumpster dive for food. And I was like, you could pick anything from the garden, you could pick something from the fridge.
You could eat your
but
bugs.
You want to go to the dumpster, alright, by all means, go to the dumpster. So it's been a lot of fun. And you can upgrade the neighborhoods in the actual expansion pack world, so they start kind of drab and gross, and then over time you improve them and they upgrade and they become more eco-friendly and more stylish and things like that. It's a really cool feature. Also, there are more apartments, so if you don't have city living, you can have apartments now.
So what's this? Sorry, what's the this expansion pass called again?
Eco.
Either eco one.
Eco
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Eco
I
lifestyle.
looked
Okay.
it up.
Oh, you checked? Okay. Eco
I got,
lifestyle.
I got a quick game for you.
Yes,
Now, do we want to separate the kinds of things or just how many things all up?
do it.
Okay, so
Just
do
do
it.
it.
so we go
Just
first
do it.
question.
Don't
Okay,
give me
how
options.
many expansion packs have there been?
Oh, at least 100.
There. I think
These are the big
There's-
ones. These are the big content dumps that they
Yeah,
do.
100.
there's city. There's
There's gotta be
just
100.
in Sims 4. There's city, island, get to work,
120.
eco, pets.
200.
Well, that's at least 5. I know there's a couple more than that.
Okay, well, Rani is closer because there's 9,
No.
not 100. But we've got 2 other categories.
We have stuff packs.
How
and
many
game
stuff
packs.
packs are there?
Oh,
7.
These are the ones that the lowest amount of content.
Yeah, they just have
Yeah.
it's literally just stuff. So like clothes and decor items.
Do you want leather shoes? Get this pack.
Pretty much. There, I don't
Take
know.
a guess.
25.
15.
16.
Hey!
And finally, the game packs, of which there are...
10?
60.
What a great game this is. There are 8. And the final question, and I'm just trusting the internet here. I have not verified any of this. To buy everything. Oh, and this is wrong because this is of 2018. So we've got to go back in time a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So of 2018, and I'm not going to do any more research with this. I'm just using Google on my phone. To buy everything in 2018, as of July, how much would it cost in US dollars?
$1,500.
Oh.
I feel like that's
Maybe
underselling
700,
it.
800 bucks?
Evie's closest at $500.
Nice.
But
Really?
That's
We've
actually
got-
cheaper.
We've
Definitely
got
more
2
than
more
that
years
now.
of
Yeah.
stuff after that, so I'm
I
sure
feel like
we
I'm
are.
getting close to that $1,000 mark
I'm sure
now.
we're getting close to 800,000.
You can
or
bundle
something.
them, so
Yeah.
when you buy them, you can bundle them, and it
And they
makes
do
it
go
a
on
little bit
sale.
cheaper. Yeah, they do go on sale. I know that you can get the base game if you have the Origin membership. I do because I was like, I might as well.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much the only reason I have that membership. I don't really play any of the other games I get.
Yeah, I think I might have a copy. I haven't really played The Sims since the first one. I think I played a bit of 2. But, again, I'm an old man. I played my dollhouses bloody
Yeah.
20 years ago, thank you.
I had a lot of The Sims 3 expansion packs.
Yeah.
I was very big on The Sims 3. And of course, I bought them all physically because that's all I could do back then. And so
Back
they came
then,
with
whoa.
me, and I'm pretty sure they're all still sitting like underneath my desk, just there collecting dust.
Should
Because
somehow turn those boxes into furniture.
I will do it. I'll work on it. I don't
Be
know what I
eco.
can make from
Be
it.
eco,
but-
eco lifestyle about it. Thanks, Rani, for
No
sharing
worries.
update on your Sims 4 expansion packs.
I mean,
Hopefully,
get ready for the knitting one. I'm so keen. I can knit in real life. I can
I'm
knit on
sure
The Sims.
Zara is also excited for that. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure Zara's like all up in that knitting and sewing business. Anyway, totally like chill and calm and peaceful vibes. That's what I'm all about on this gloomy day in Brisbane.
Oh, don't talk about how gloomy it was.
I like this weather.
I do too, except for that I'm cold and I'm sad. No,
You have no body fat, so
I'm actual skin and bones. It's fine.
The wind just goes straight through you.
I have been knocked off of my feet by the wind before.
I shouldn't laugh, but the visual is amusing.
I was 8, so I was maybe half the height I am now. But I probably didn't weigh much more than I do now, like, let's be honest. And, the wind totally knocked me off my feet and down a hill, and my teachers laughed at me.
Oh.
So, gloomy
Ha-ha.
days are my favorite.
This weather is good for. I'm on leave at the moment, and that means I basically got to, other than housework, just play my Switch.
Oh,
which
I
is
love
great.
that. I bet you there were a lot of photographers out and about. They were like, yes, the clouds.
Yes, give us that overcast. Give us that nice soft light.
Yes.
I'm excited for I think I like this weather because I don't feel pressure from the world to do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like, there's no sun. There's no demand for me to be out and about and in the world. When it's gloomy, it's like, see, it's a miserable day. I can't go out there.
What a shame. I have to sit inside and read my books.
Oh
and
no,
play
I have
my
to play
games
Sims
and
4 all
oh.
afternoon. How terrible.
Oh, no.
Just a bit more Paper Mario. That'll brighten me up.
Yeah. I don't feel well. I'm going to go play games. I wonder how many kids say that, parents.
Oh, I always got that, well, if you're well enough to watch TV or if you're well enough to play computer games, you're well enough to go to school. And I was like,
What?
no. But then when I realized that I was only missing school because I got migraines, I was like, okay, no, that's a fair argument. I'll
If
cop
you're
that.
well enough to watch TV seems weird because that's basically saying if you're well enough to have your eyes open.
Oh, I
you're
had the
well
same
enough
thing.
to go to school.
If I had to stay home, I have to make sure the TV was off at least half an hour before the parents
Yep.
came home so that it had time to cool down because they'd come
Yeah.
and check if it was hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I grew up with a nurse for a mother and a medical researcher for a father. I wasn't going to get away with anything.
They've got access to all the drugs.
Quiet,
It's,
Ronnie.
you're not vomiting, you're not dying? Okay, you know.
And if you are, just take this.
Yeah, pretty
Bugger
much.
off.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
Go to school. Yeah.
Actually, I'd just like to mention for anyone out there, if you're having a bit of a sad day and it's a bit gloomy and maybe you'd like to watch something to pick up your mood, Henry Cavill, who plays
my goodness.
as The Witcher and also Superman, has put out a video of him building a PC, a gaming PC in his man cave. It's about
beautiful.
a 10-minute. There's a 10-minute video on
It's
it.
a 10-minute video and it is worth the 10 minutes and you should absolutely watch it.
Yes. I've posted the link on the Zed Games Facebook page at ZEDGamesAU, so you can go over there and have a watch if you've missed out by any chance. If not, I'm sorry to add to the spam of your Facebook feed. But
Are
it's
you
great.
though? I wouldn't apologize for Henry Cavill.
I didn't actually when it popped up originally, I think it was on my Instagram. I saw like a clip of it, and I didn't see his face. All I saw was that it was shared or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was him. And I was listening to like I think Barry White singing. Like someone had like put Barry White over him, like
Just
building
that
the
upper
PC.
torso.
But I didn't see his face. I just saw the PC being built, and I was like, "What am I watching here?" And then
ASMR.
all of a sudden, it's Henry Cavill, and I was like, "Oh my goodness! Look at that! Look at that specimen!
Look at those arms. Yeah.
So what
It
the-
popped up on my Twitter, and I was like, what is going on? And then I realized what it was, and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch the entire video now because
it's
one,
The
I'm a
Witcher.
PC nerd, and two, it's The Witcher.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great show,
It has.
and if Henry Cavill doesn't pick up your mood, nothing will. Just saying. I don't care how straight male you think you are, Henry Cavill. I'm looking at you, Paul. You're like,
You can think all you want. I really, really, really want to see the Justice League Snyder Cut that they're putting together now, which is one of the most insane things I've ever heard of. The fans just willed it into existence.
What?
Yeah.
I need to look this up.
Oh yeah, they're doing a new production to release the film that was never finished, which I'm sure is not going to be any better.
Probably not.
I think it's
DC
going
don't
to
have
be
a
4
great
hours long.
No,
don't have a great
Yeah.
track record of making particularly good films.
no, they do not.
What a
Oh well,
world we live
it's
in.
fine.
Go back to the
They
Nolan
can keep
Batmans.
trying.
They were
It's
fun.
fine. It's fine.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us today on this another, I don't know, amazing adventure of Zed Games.
Yes.
And thanks Paul for Neversong.
You're welcome, Evie.
Yeah.
I didn't make it. Thomas Brush did. But
No, but I mean, reviewing it.
No, you're fine. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm just being belligerent.
Where's my mute button?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm
Isn't
sorry.
it just off?
It's just
It's
off.
just- which
Yes,
one
that's
do-
right. the
Which
on
one
and
do
off.
I push down?
The big red one.
Just
You
dump
took
some
the other
water
one.
on the
which-
console, and
yeah.
that turns it off pretty quick.
Anyway, that's it from all of us here at Zed Games. I hope you have a lovely night. Thanks, Rani and Paul again.
Thanks, Evie.
Thanks, Evie.
All right, everyone. Have a lovely night and see you later. Bye. Thanks for listening to Zed Games. If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify or follow us on social media at ZEDGamesAU. See you next time.